She look at 10.
Yeah.
She's a 10 chica.
Complimentary of Planet Fitness since I didn't go anywhere for spring break.
What do you call it? Fake
and bake.
Fake and bake.
Yeah. It kind of turned out bad. But hope you guys all had a wonderful trip. If you guys went somewhere or if you guys stayed home, whatever you guys did.
Yeah.
We had some crazy weather too,
I
storms.
know.
Did you see that? The up north?
Well, do you know that Belleville had a tornado?
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, this guy I went to school with, he shot a video and trees were uprooted, took like his shed completely down, and I guess they're saying that a tornado touched right down the street.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like,
no
wow.
way.
Yeah, I was learning about some storm that they're calling, oh gosh, I'm not gonna remember the name of it. It's like initials to abbreviate it, but it's saying that when there's not a straight line of a thunderstorm, and that it's prone to like tornadoes and stuff too, and they're predicting that that's what's going to be for Wednesday. So we'll see if that happens or not.
That's crazy.
Today, Wednesday.
Call me crazy that I would love to see a tornado in person, but like far away. Far away though, far away. Yeah, not like, because I don't have a basement to take cover in, so, but it would just be, I'm like a weather geek.
Yeah, and they say that whatever, gosh, I wish I could remember the initials.
Yeah.
It's like GLCS or something like that, but they were saying that those tornadoes are very hard for the radar to pick up because they can happen so fast.
Wow.
Like, I mean, like big trees, like completely uprooted out of the ground and stuff. Yeah.
It's so weird too, because up north, like they had that huge ice storm. Did you see pictures from that? Oh, inches of ice. Trees are knocked down, blocking.
Goggle light.
Yeah, I know, guys. Please, I look like I don't know, but just ignore it. I know I look nice. I need to fix that. So,
but you look so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah,
the white is rough, but thank you.
I love it.
I needed it. So
you're like glowing too. Like you're all peachy with your cheeks and stuff.
Thank you so much. But yeah, I just thought it was weird that like up north is dealing with a huge ice storm and we're dealing with tornadoes and thunderstorms. And we're all in the same state. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, our weather is really weird.
It is. Michigan's kind of weird, but that's okay. Yeah.
But I feel like it's weather like is weird like in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Not even just Michigan. It's like,
Florida got snow.
Yeah. So did Georgia, Texas.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's really, really weird. Like, what are we doing to Mother Earth? But anyway, that's not what we're talking
about. Yes, we're excited for this month.
We are excited for April. So happy April. That means spring is coming, which is then summer. So we're excited for that. Mm-hmm. But April, we decided to kind of do like a little special thing, theme, I guess you could call it. Let's talk about it.
Yes, we are wanting to focus on new construction this month. We know a lot of buyers out there are getting a little exhausted, a little tired of the multiple offer situations that they've been in. And so we just kind of wanted to highlight a different avenue that people could go by and seeing if new construction is the right fit for them. So there's kind of two different ways that you can do new construction. You can start from ground zero, where your pile of dirt essentially becomes your house, which is an amazing process. We've both been able to witness that for our clients, and it's really cool to see their dreams come reality. And then there's also what we call spec homes, and spec homes are where the house is pretty much probably 3 months or so from completion. Builders have already done most of the work. You might be able to do a little bit more of a finishing touches or add some upgrades if needed, but it is still brand new. It's just going to be done faster if you guys are on more of a time crunch.
Yeah, and what I love about new construction is actually bringing our clients' vision to life, because it's a little overwhelming of a process if you've never done it before, and to think that you get to pick out your shingles. I mean, like you pick out every single detail of the home. So it can be a little overwhelming. And we love to be able to be a part of that process, to see where you start at and then to like see where it's completed. And I think the thing with the spec homes is that obviously you're near completion and the upgrades are already baked into the price. So when you do ground zero, you have your base price of the home, and then I always say make like your wish list and then your reality list, because when you start to add all of those things in, you see that base price go up and up and up and up and up and up, and then you have to consider appraisal too. But we don't want to get too overwhelming in the process, but that's why you need a realtor, right? That's why you need an agent.
Yes. So, and I think you brought up a really good point, because I think a lot of people, when they do look at new construction, they look at that base price and they think that's their end all be all. But I mean, sitting down with a realtor who's representing you, we're asking them, like, does lighting in the bedroom, is that included in the base price? Like, what are, right? Yeah. So a lot of things are an upgrade that you may not even realize. So sometimes I've had clients just like Derek said, make your wish list and they put all the upgrades they want. And if that price is too high, then you kind of start, chipping away and like, oh, we don't really need that, or what becomes priority. But I went to the design center with one of my clients, and at first I was like,
overwhelming.
It's very over. Well, it wasn't even my house, and she was asking me opinions, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, it is. I've done that a couple of times and I love it. And they do, our clients do ask our opinions a lot too. So it's very hard though too, because like my taste might be different than her taste. I might not want white and gray or black or whatever, which I do love black accents, or like white and gray. I'm sorry, white and black. I think from what I've learned are very classic.
Yes.
And they don't never go out of style.
Mhm.
Where I think you really have to consider a lot of blues are now coming in.
Navy.
Yeah, we've seen some beautiful navy, but will you love that in 5 years? Maybe not.
Mhm.
So some of the trends, you have to be a little bit more careful, I think, with the trends. We know avocado green has made its way back.
Mhm.
Never thought that would happen again, but avocado green is back. And some of the greens are really pretty.
Yes.
Some of the blues are amazing, but you have to think when you're doing trendy stuff, will you like that in 5 years or maybe even 3? And then the cost of redoing those things, the cost of redoing a kitchen can be really pricey.
Really pricey. So maybe even adding some of those colors in your decor while, choosing things that are a little bit more simple, more neutral, and then having some pops of color.
Yeah.
But that's what people at the design center too are also, really good with helping out too. So it can be a little bit overwhelming so if a spec home, I always say spec home, but with the quick move-in home, what we also call it, if that seems more right. But we love to sit down with our clients and see what is really the right avenue for them.
Yeah, yeah. And I think too, when you do the design center, when you're building from ground zero, they do go over most things with you to tell you, like, this is not included. Like you mentioned, bedroom lighting is typically not. Recess lighting is typically not. And even though, like, some builders, you have to add in AC.
Yep.
Some builders will make it part of their package, and some you have to add it in. So again, that's why you need an agent to represent you, because we know that person sitting there represents the builder. And I've had clients that have done new construction that just in conversation, or even maybe not clients or friends, whatever, and they weren't told about their shower door, that their shower door wasn't included. So that's just a thing that we've learned over the years, that shower doors aren't included with most builders. So something you don't want to go to take your first shower.
I feel
where's my door?
Right, yeah, or putting up a curtain, which when you're building a new construction, nobody really wants to do that.
Really wants curtains,
they want the pretty
not in their primary.
Yeah, exactly.
But the other bathroom is okay.
Yeah, for sure. But I think because on the appointments that I go to for new construction, I always ask about the AC, and sometimes the builders look at me like, why wouldn't we include the AC? So I feel like that's starting to edge its way out, but I still ask.
Yeah, because it's not.
I know. I'm just saying. I still ask. I'm like, I don't care if you look at me like I'm dumb. I don't want my clients to find out the hard way.
Because they only know what they know.
Right.
They know what they include, but we deal with everybody.
Right.
We're not one builder only dealing with our product. So we deal with everybody. So we have to ask everybody what's included.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's important too. I mean, when you're exploring, different areas, like say we have clients that are focusing on one city, don't just go, if you've got multiple communities of new construction with different builders, it really is important to explore them, see, what kind of, materials they're using and how well built their houses are. Or even too, I mean, you can even dive into getting your own custom builder if you find a lot, and, which is totally even more intricate. But I'm just saying, there's so many different builders out there, and it's really important to do your research on them and explore the model homes with your agent, just to kind of see the different quality of material too.
Yeah, because it does really make a big difference.
It does.
I hate the closets that have the wire racks.
Oh yeah,
and
that is a pet peeve of yours.
It is. That should have been another pet peeve.
Yeah,
Maybe that was one of the pet peeves. Remember, and I couldn't remember what my pet peeve.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't like that, because I feel like then things fall over. I like the shelves, shelves, and I am seeing some of the higher end builders. They're getting away from the wire stuff, the wire racks. So that's just a big thing right there in itself, because I love the full blown shelf.
Yeah, and and if it's a shelf, sometimes it could be an upgrade.
Yeah.
So you just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, because even appliances, Sometimes they only include, what is it, the stove and the microwave or something, or the stove, and then you have to get your own, or is it your refrigerator?
Usually you have to get your own refrigerator.
Yeah. So, and I know like my one client was very, very adamant about she wanted her own stove. So sometimes you can get an appliance credit. So again, every builder is different. So we inquired about that, and she was able to get an appliance credit. And even she's a cooker, and she loves to cook for her family. So she was able to, she was real adamant about having a sink in her island. It's an upgrade. So, but they were able to reconstruct and add the sink into her island. So there's just a lot of things that you can do custom. And that was at ground zero. So it wasn't a spec home. Because usually spec homes are pretty much almost set. So. Or quick moving.
And I think it's important to talk about too, when you go with your agent, and we really do think it's important, because I think you already mentioned this, that the representative that's in those model homes is working for the builder. So, they're going to go over the purchase agreement with you. We're going to be there. We're going to ask the questions. We're going to point out things, just making sure that you guys are taken care of. But typically, and it's usually a rough, I don't want to say this is always it, but you usually have about 9 days to review the purchase agreement before signing, which I think it's very important to read that through, because once you're locked in, any deposit that you put down, you don't get that back if you change your mind sometimes. So, sometimes we recommend, getting advice from a real estate lawyer to review that contract, just to make sure that you understand it, because it is a big purchase and we don't want any of our clients losing money. So we can always ask the questions, but it's still important to get that kind of secondhand review too.
Yeah, we're not a lawyer. You should always get a contract reviewed by a lawyer.
Yes.
So yeah, that's definitely good advice. Because especially I think when it comes to the appraisal, so when you add in all of these extra things, and say you've added in $100,000 in upgrades, but the house doesn't appraise for that, now you have a gap in the appraisal, and so that means you have to pay for that in cash. But some builders, and I know we keep saying the word some and sometimes, but unfortunately every builder is different. And so again, it's good to have an agent, but they have you pay for the extras cash. So if you spent $70,000, they may have you pay $70,000 because they want to make sure the house appraises. So there's just a lot of different things that go into new construction, that you want to make sure that you do have somebody representing you.
Yep. And being prepared too, because a lot of builders, their down payment, between their, to reserve, sometimes you pay to reserve your lot. And then when you're,
and sometimes that can be like as low as $500.
That's refundable if you usually if you change your mind. But when you guys go into contract, they usually, you have to put down a pretty good chunk of money. It's not, your typical 3%, 3.5%. When you're doing
like 20 grand.
Yeah. So that's something to be, if you're weighing out your options. Sometimes new construction is great, and sometimes you just
and there's different loans too. So
yes.
some are new construction loans, and they're handled a little bit differently than just a regular loan. So and some builders, again, some will only do it if it's a new construction loan, and they require a new construction loan. So you might have to go through their lender. Some of them want you to get pre-approved with their lender, so they make sure that you're a legit buyer, you have the funds and the assets and whatever. And some don't care what lender you use. So there's just a lot of different, again, we keep saying the same thing. There's just a lot of things that are, involved with new construction or quick move-ins. Quick move-ins, I think, is a little bit easier. Than doing ground zero.
Yeah. Some of them still put down, you still have to put down a little bit. Yeah. But don't let the point of our podcast is not to overwhelm you or steer you one way or the other. Educate you. And I think what's really great is, even though it is, it can be a lot of money up front. What I love is that you're literally getting a brand new home. You're the first owner in this house, and everything is under warranty. You got a lot of builders now doing, I've heard of a lifetime roof, you got water, some got waterproofing in your basement.
Yeah, read that fine print with the lifetime, because even though, when you say lifetime, that's 25 years.
Yes.
And say,
Yeah, no, that's true. But at least you have, but it's just nice that, all of your stuff, you don't have to really worry about any big ticket items for, the first good chunk of years that you're going to be in there. So instead of sometimes when you get
that's nice though, because you know what? Because you got to pay for landscaping.
Oh,
landscaping typically with most builders are not included. So landscaping can cost you $5-10 grand depending on what you want done. Even just sod, I think, sod like $6-7 grand easy just to put grass in. And I think sod is way better than seed. Just because I've seen some of our neighbors, that they did seed and 2 years later they still don't have a full
Mm.
they don't have a full grass. Where sod, you get your sod and hopefully it's gonna be nice and beautiful within that season. So
And it's always good to ask your neighbors, like if you're in a newer community, to ask like what companies they've gone through. Because my one client, they asked around, and they'll tell you the good companies to use and the companies that they might not have had a good experience for. So that's always good to ask the neighbors.
yeah, we've talked to some of our neighbors too and referred our guy too. Because and Len, being the amazing husband that he is, he was able to find sod cheaper and then had the sod delivered, and then our landscaping guy laid out our sod.
Nice.
So, if you're like my husband that does some research and he's amazing at it, it saved us, I think, like $2,000 or
Nice.
$2,500. Yeah, just in the grass.
That's
So,
great.
Yeah.
Great.
Mhm,
That
yeah.
is great. Any little bit counts.
Every
Yeah.
little bit. Because you think about $2,500, that can pay for your shower door and your
Mhm.
primary. And with a lot of the quick move-ins too, we found that they don't include like your door handles on anything. So you add door handles, that adds up really quick. So you have to think about those things too. So every little bit saves you.
It does. It does.
Mhm.
And I really want to talk about something very important that some people may not realize. But
It's really good today, by the way.
yeah,
Another
this is
shout out
just
to
hitting the
Scooters.
spot.
Like, we love you, Scooters.
We do. We do.
We love
Thank you to
supporting small
Michael.
businesses.
Yes.
Mhm.
This is my Prickly Pear Energy Infusion, guys. If you try it, let us know.
I try not to drink them very often just because it's Red Bull. And I'm not a Red Bull person, but once in a while it's okay.
Yeah. Treat
Okay,
yourself.
sorry.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
sorry.
No, you're good. I love that. But please know that it is still, no matter what anyone tells you, it's still super important to get a private home inspection, even if your house is new. Because you've dealt with situations, I've dealt with situations that inspectors find on that inspection that builders need to take care of, because builders are humans and they make mistakes, which is okay, but we need to get it corrected.
Yeah, because you had one that the furnace wasn't working. Right,
yeah, it was like short cycling or something, and the fire in the furnace was doing this like crazy dance, and he took a video of it and sent it to me. And so I think there was an air bubble in the gas line, which easy fix, but it needed. We were closing in I think November, so they needed their furnace to work. So that wasn't caught when we did our final walkthrough. So I'm glad that they listened. You can just do a basic home inspection. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but you need to just double check that everything's working.
Yeah, and I know that I did one. It was a more of a smaller private builder, and it was the longest addendum that I've ever written, and all the addendums that I've written in my career. It was a long addendum. There were so many things that were not properly done, and so they had a lot of fixing to do before we closed. But if we didn't have the private home inspection, my client would have moved in. And this particular client, she's very like type A, like she likes everything buttoned up and things to be perfect. She would have had, it would have been a nightmare. So I'm glad that we did the private home inspection and they fixed everything.
And didn't you say, I swear, I use this story a lot, because I remember you telling me about a floor that was sinking or a floor that was soft.
That was another one. We caught that at our final walkthrough. So make sure you do your final walkthrough too. They didn't put, and this was like around the COVID time, they missed, is it a rafter or a beam? I can't remember what word they used in the kitchen. So when we walked into the kitchen, the floor was soft. So they had to come in after we closed, and tear up her kitchen floor to like fix that issue. So that was not fun.
Yeah, that's not fun. Yeah. But thankfully, even with those final walkthroughs too, I like them and I like going to them, because the builder meets the clients and us at the house, and they're going over everything just to make sure that you know how to work your new home, especially with today's technology. And even before that, you get like a first walkthrough. So you're going through just checking, if there's any chips, and dents or cracks or whatever needs to be fixed. So then the builder has time to fix those before your official final walkthrough. It was so funny though, because one of my clients came with a flashlight, and he was up close. He's an engineer, so he was super, but he's right. I've never seen so many tape marks like for fixes.
Wow.
It was a lot. It was a lot. So, but he was a little meticulous, so it was okay. They fixed it all though.
Yeah. Yeah, but those walkthroughs are really important. So I've really, you catch a lot of things, you know, and then there's some that you're like, everything looks great and you're just ready to go ahead and close.
Yep.
But it's important to do those things.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, if you
Mhm.
guys think that new construction, or if you guys have any questions about new construction, please feel free to ask us. We can send you different builders and different communities. You guys will see our videos coming this month because we did some walkthroughs and model homes.
Hey, we did an interview.
Yes, we did an interview, so that'll be coming up. We probably toured one of the most beautiful model homes I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, it was
Yeah,
stunning.
I was trying to pick my jaw off the floor when the representative
I know
was there.
when we left, we're like,
Yeah, it was stunning because those model homes, they're gonna have all of the upgrades. They're gonna have, I mean,
I mean, they
I mean, you
didn't
can
shortcut
imagine.
that one. Like,
No.
and then what I love is that she told us that they're building another one that's going to be even more beautiful than this one. And I honestly can't even imagine.
I don't know how they could top that. So I cannot wait to go and see that.
It was the most beautiful house that I've seen and so far in my career.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Same.
we were so hungry. we were really busy and we were running around and it was.
I convinced her.
We were so hungry, and I was like, "Girl, I'm about to get hangry." But I forgot when we walked in that I was hungry.
Me too.
It was so stunning,
Yeah.
and just everything about the home was like, I just forgot that I was hungry until we got back in the car, and I'm like, "Oh, yes, I need to eat."
Yes, we were in awe though, and I think we have to just make sure you know, like when you guys go through those model homes, the upgrades in those model homes are going to cost. Okay, so just beware of that because
I mean, and this was Toll Brothers.
Yeah,
So I mean, you know, hey,
yeah,
you want a stunning house? They're selling it, so
Mhm.
we definitely got it for you. And I know I had a couple people ask me, and I was like, yeah, it's 2.8 mil.
I'll rent out a room.
I would love that. Like, I mean, the backyard. I mean, the patio.
The ceilings were so tall.
It was stunning. So anyway, you'll see lots of things that we did this month for April. For
and you'll see Jerica laying on the floor in the kitchen. Just stay tuned.
Of course, because it's lights. So anything with sparkle or lights, I am there.
Like a kid in a candy store.
If you know me, you know sparkle, lights,
Yes.
like I am there. So I have to say, like, too, for my husband's birthday, for Len's birthday, we went to this new Mexican restaurant to try it out because, you know, Mexican food is like my number one. So the food was okay, but the drinks. So they had these little light up things in the drinks, and I was just like in awe. So I was like, oh my God. So I dug through my ice and seeing what it was, went home on Amazon, ordered it. So now I can have lights in my drinks at home. So that's just me.
Okay, does it make your drink taste better with
Oh yeah,
lights in it?
Of course. Like, what drink's not going to taste better if it's lighting up or got glitter in it? You know what I mean? So
You would.
I
When I got that picture, I was like, you would.
Yeah. I showed it to Chloe yesterday too, my future daughter-in-law, and they were cracking up at me, her and Akil, and I was like, you know, I'm extra, you know, I am, but
yeah, I'm like, and of course it was not even 24 hours later that you ordered the lights. So,
no, it wasn't even 24 hours.
Yeah. So funny.
But anyway, there are tons of communities that are doing new builds and quick move-ins. So if this is something that you want to explore, something that you want to talk with us, please send us a message, call us, text us, email us, and we would be more than happy to sit down and go into more depth, look at floor plans, because even we didn't mention that too. When you do a ground zero, you get to pick out the floor plan that you want. So whether you want a 2-car garage, 3-car garage, a ranch, colonial, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, like all that.
Yep. Yeah. And just don't forget too, if you guys do decide, like you're driving by and you see a new community and you're touring the model home, they'll possibly ask you to sign in. And, you know, you just want to make sure that if you are like, whether if you're already working with an agent or you use us, just make sure that we are registered with you because we want to be able to help you through the process. And sometimes if you already register without us, then it's too late. And
yeah, they don't allow us to if you register without us. So
yeah.
I always tell people too, like, look, if you're even exploring this, let's go look at the model home together because there's nothing more that I love to look at houses.
Same.
So
That's all. Like, if you're not ready to lock in, that is fine. It's a big decision, but we'll come with you. We can tour. Yeah, it's fun.
I got some great decor ideas from touring the model homes.
Every time, I'm like, let me switch colors.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Thanks to Shannon and the home tour that we went on. I now have navy in my house.
And I'm ordering wallpaper.
So there's that. So
Mhm.
yeah, give us a call, reach out to the Hearts to Homes team. We are definitely here to assist, whether you're here to do now or even a year from now, because it does take 8 to 10 months. Some say 8 to 10 months from when the purchase agreement is signed. Some say 8 to 10 months from when the ground is broke.
So another reason why you need us, so we can get all those fine details for you.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.